Hi everybody, thank you for joining me for another installment of Create on the Go. My name is Marianne. Create on the Go is brought to you by Create District 6 here in Sacramento, and this is I think my sixth tutorial, and I'm really excited to be bringing you another Create on the Go and welcome you back to my studio. It's been a while. So today I'm going to show you a fun, inexpensive, colorful project that you can do using just scraps lying around your house and various objects that you just haven't had the heart to get rid of, and use them and make some fun, exciting, interesting pieces of artwork and be able to keep them and use them at the same time. So for instance, I have this watercolor that I've cut out some shapes already out of that I just love the way it turned out. I'm going to be using that. You can use things lying around your house like these flowers I bought at a craft store a long time ago that I just haven't had the heart to get rid of. You can use note cards that friends have sent you that you just haven't had the heart to get rid of. Stamps, you can use stamps, those are fun. Construction paper, other things, magazines, wrapping paper. The other supplies that you're going to need are also things that you might have around your house. I use glue sticks, I use white glue, I have a pair of scissors, I have a pencil, I'm not sure why, I'm not going to use it, but anyway, paintbrush, and some inexpensive watercolors that I got at the discount store. And also, I'm going to do my scrap art today in my art journal. So I have my art journal here. The cool thing about working in an art journal is nobody else really sees it. So you can just have fun and experiment and do cool stuff in it, and it's only for you. So relax and get your stuff all out, lay it out so you can see what you have, and just start thinking about stuff that might be fun to put together. This is one I did a while back using some interesting paper that I got in a package of construction paper that I bought, and I was like, I don't know what I'm going to ever do with that, but I ended up using it. So first I'm going to do one using this section in my art journal that I pre-painted yellow just to save some time. And I'm going to use some of my funnest paper that I just love. I'm going to turn the video camera down here. And it's this paper that I purchased for another art project that I was doing. And I just love it, and I've never been able to get rid of it or throw it away. I just have a little tiny scrap left. And what I did is I cut the spirals out to save time ahead of time. And I mixed some glue of the white glue and some water together. Now you might remember about a year ago I taught you how to make pressed flowered note cards, and you can look on CREATE's YouTube channel and find out how to do that. But we used white glue mixed with a little bit of water and a paintbrush, because otherwise if you try to use a glue stick they'll tear. And that's what I'm going to do here with this, because this paper is really fragile, and so I want to be really careful. So I'm not going to use the glue stick here. Now I laid these out kind of ahead of time to kind of figure out how I wanted to place them. So before you start gluing anything down, you might want to kind of lay the scraps out that you've cut out that you're thinking about using, and kind of set your composition up ahead of time. And I did this, painted this paper yellow ahead of time because you want it to be good and dry before you start sticking anything on it. So there. See, I've started my art project already. Now, I have these little note cards with little biblical sayings that friends gave me a while back that I just love, and I've never had the heart to get rid of because they're very inspirational. And a friend gave them to me. So the one I'm going to use today, it says, each of us will be a blessing to the other. And that's scripture from Romans. And I'm going to incorporate that. I cut it out. It was square like this one, and I cut it out. Kind of interestingly enough, I didn't realize when I was cutting it that it was going to turn into a spiral. So You can use your white glue or your glue stick on this because this paper is a little heavier, so. And I thought I would just stick it on here like that. Ta-da! So yeah, I started to cut this out and I said, oh, maybe I should cut this in a spiral and see what would happen. And I did, and it turned out kind of fun. Now, I feel for me this needs more interesting visual interest. So I thought I would use, I have this paper that's just, as you can see, a bunch of fun dots, and I love polka dots, so this to me is really cool. And I am going to cut some of those polka dots out and use them on here. That's why it's important that you get some of your scraps out ahead of time, get them everything laid out, and you can kind of play with it a little bit and look at what looks good where and what you feel inspired that particular day to use. So I'm just going to cut these out. This is a little bit tedious but fun, and I'm just going to lay these out on different places on my composition. I'm kind of staying with the circle and green and yellow, this beautiful olive green, lime green, and olive green motif here. So I think what I'm going to end up doing is just cutting out a bunch of these and sticking them on here. But I don't want to do all that right now because I want to show you another one I'm going to do. So let me just cut out a couple more here. And there's a lot of other great colors of dots here that I can save for another project. Right now I just want to use the yellow and the green. I don't know why, but this is my project, and so that's how I want to do it. So that's what I'm going to do, and you can do the same thing with yours. Remember, the main thing is don't go out and spend a bunch of money. Look at what you have at your house, what you have lying around, and use a little imagination and just go for it. Just have some fun with it and see what might appear. These dots, I'll use my glue stick because they're pretty sturdy paper, so it's okay. I don't think it'll tear like the fragile paper would have with the glue stick. So this one's already open. So anyway, I'm gonna keep working on this a little bit later, but it kind of gives you an idea of what you can do with stuff laying around your house. Okay. So there I have almost my first one almost done. I'm probably going to go back into this and put some more dots on it. And but right now I want to show you another one. So I had this idea because I really like how this watercolor turned out, but it's not something that I would ever frame and give to anybody. But the way I did this watercolor is, and I showed in another tutorial how to do this, you get your paper really wet and then you just put drops of color on it, and the water just makes the watercolor spread. So I cut a few of these out, and I've saved this for a really long time. And I thought, ooh, look at that. And what if I added a few of these in? And what would that look like? I also have here on my work table my colored pens. What if I took a green and made a little flower patch here? Now notice I laid these out ahead of time so I could kind of figure out my composition and decide, do I need more? Do I want others? But here's these little flowers that I've had forever. I have one that's a little different, unique in this package, and kept. And I want to use this one. Look at that, isn't that cute? And I think I'll put it right there. And I have another orange piece I could put up here. So I'm kind of getting an idea of how I want the composition here to look. And then I'll just start gluing them on. And I mean, really, it's just stuff sitting around my house, taking up space. And now it's a fun art project. And I'm just going to use my pens, colored pens, and have fun with those. And make a flower arrangement. Well, once again, another Create on the Go project, making artwork from scraps around your house, scrap art. So the next time I do a Create on the Go project, we're going to be painting rocks. So stay tuned for that in a couple weeks. Making fun art out of just rocks that you find around your house. Very inexpensive and bring a lot of fun and joy to you and the people around you. Thanks for joining me. See you next time. Bye.